You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, what we got for fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and meet, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting nerds, and come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon.
Welcome to the PlayStation Collectors Podcast, Season 2, Episode number 43. And tonight we've got Down Under Retro Gaming on the show. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
It took me like a minute to work out how to mute Instagram. I had to mute the browser itself. There's no mute button there. We are live on Instagram for the first time, so welcome everyone watching on Instagram and everyone else watching on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, wherever else we are. Wherever these days.
I figured out how to stream to everyone's Game Boy Advances. You just got to get some of those add-ons from Japan.
Your watch will be on people's Apple Watches soon, and you name it.
That's cool. I always just wonder how many people are taking a dump right now when they're watching.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm going to say like at least 50% of our audience. I'm just kidding.
What's up, Sean? So, Mike, welcome to the show, man. Please tell us about yourself, what you do, who you are, where you're from.
My name's Michael. I'm 34 years old. I live in sunny Darwin, top of Australia. I work in the mines. Just been playing games since I was about 6. Had a Sega, was my first console, and I just sort of never put it down, just collecting, playing games. That's it. Just sort of buying games I like. And here I am, 34, still playing games almost every day.
So I'm loving the game room, man. It's an awesome setup you've got behind you.
It was a bit of work. Took a few years, a lot of organising, buying a container, setting it all out, getting power to it, air conditioning, ceiling fans, fair bit of work. That's good though. It's good. I love it.
Yeah. Nice. I'm sure that's your little like home away from home.
Yeah, man. Just retreat back here, kick back, play games. You get stuck out here though. You're out here till like 2 a.m. playing games. Lose track of time.
Having fun, I'm sure. How many years have you been working on your collection for?
Oh, it's not really a collection. I just buy games when I see them, when I like them. I just sort of never aim to collect anything. Just like, just buy games. I like it, or
that's the best story. Is the natural collection. When people
I've never aimed to pick. I must get every one of these or every one of that. I've just liked the game and brought it. I've played a demo, or I've got all my demo discs from my PS1 days. So I've just played like demos and all magazines as well from the PlayStation Australia from like early 2000s, whenever it was. Yeah, I've just picked up games.
They're really nostalgic, those demo DVDs too.
Yeah, they're all still like all in like cardboard and stuff like that, like paper. Yeah, man, they're cool. I got all of them.
I had the PS2 ones when they came in the cases and they had their own spines and everything.
That one, like these ones.
Yeah, exactly like those ones.
Or there's like skinny ones.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the skinny ones. I like the big ones because they fit on the shelf of all the other games.
What's that? Demo disc 42, January 2004.
Yeah,
love it.
And that number's the reason I don't collect them, because I'm an all or nothing type guy. So if there's 44, I gotta have the first 43 as well.
That's it. I think I've got every magazine. I think I'm missing about I think second, third, and fourth. Apart from that, I've got from about 5 up to 150, and I just sort of stopped after that because I think it became Play Asia or Play something, Play Oz or some magazine. Yeah, wasn't
Do the
actually
signs make a picture or anything like the Nintendo?
No, I don't think so, man. No, I've got them all stacked over there.
That's a shame. Okay.
I just
love
like
how Nintendo
everything is on
did that.
display.
And then I guess it's an incentive to then buy them all because you have the
That's
picture
it.
missing if you don't have them. It's good marketing.
So you're talking about like the official PlayStation magazines?
Yeah, man. Yeah, the official Australian ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a couple like UK ones, but they never really interested me that much.
But that is interesting. Like we had our own magazine, so they were catered towards Australians. So you find like a lot of, Australian sport games getting advertised in there and different things like that because that's what's popular in Australia. Or
Same as like
a lot of racing games.
V8 supercars.
Yeah, exactly. Those games in particular are crazy. So they only got released in Australia. Yeah, they got platinum versions. So they all sold over 1 million copies each just in one country. Like, I mean, New Zealand got them as well, but just in one small region, they sold so well. It's crazy.
I've got a couple floating around somewhere. Yeah, Australian ones.
I've got all 3 of them. I love the V8 Supercar games. They're so nostalgic. But I can't watch the V8s these days because it's not just Holden versus Ford anymore.
It's not V8s anymore. It's not. Yeah, it's not our cars anymore.
Yeah,
they're all Chevys.
Dude, I love racing games. I remember when I first started collecting, I was like, I don't want racing games or sports games in my collection. And then I realized one day, I'm like, racing games are dope. And I started collecting like all of them.
That's it, man.
Oh, that's so good. But I definitely lean towards just like the arcadey fake ones more than the sim ones. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not out of the patience for like some of the sim games, like the Gran Turismos and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're more leaning towards like Burnout, Need for Speed. Yeah,
exactly.
The ones you can just pick up and play. They're good. They're always honest. They're awesome.
Usually
I'm a little bit of both. I like the realism of like your Gran Turismos and things like that. I like the grinding aspect in racing games. Like I feel grinding in racing games can be more satisfying than a lot of games because you really feel like you're earning it. Like Gran Turismo 4 comes to mind. Like that was such a good grind and so much fun. And like even today, that game still holds up over time. Yeah, you're definitely right, Joe. The whole arcadey like kart races and different things like that. They're just fun games to play 2-player with all the time.
2-player.
I like about these games.
Couch, yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I like racing games where you're allowed to go full speed into a wall and you just bounce off. That's my sort of game.
bounce around courses.
Yeah. Although I do like Burnout. Although you smash up and flip around like a madman in that game, but it's still like
I wish a game would take the old Burnout aspect of crash mode and make like one game towards that. There's no games that have done that since Burnout 3 Takedown. Like even the newer Burnout games. It may be because they don't want to encourage people crashing. I don't know.
They're all Teslas and they won't in the new game. They're all
they can't now. That's it.
It's like doot. That'd be so funny. Tesla, fully controlled racing game. You just like put the controller down.
You just sit there and watch autopilot on. I'm winning.
I'm the best.
I've seen some funny videos online with Teslas like having accidents and they're all running into each other and things like that.
Oh yeah, I still don't trust the technology. I'm scared. I would not be comfortable sitting in the car letting it drive itself. I just the thought is just cringy to me. I'm sure it's fine, but
my wife's car does it for probably about 5 or so minutes, and it's like touch the steering wheel, starts like speaking to you. But yeah, it'll change lanes for you, speed up, slow down, and it's very scary. Stays in the lanes and everything's pretty scary, and that's just the Toyota.
The only thing I like is the parallel park button. That's freaking cool because parallel, cool. Even if you're good at it, it's still a pain in the ass. So if you can, so much better just be like boop, and it just puts you in there perfectly.
Does it for you.
And then
I can't say I've ever driven a car like that. I've only been passenger, so I haven't experienced it myself.
I have like a huge hypocritical view of self-driving cars. Like I don't want one, but I want everyone else to be required to have one because everybody else can't drive. just, dude, there are so many psychopaths driving around. I'm like, you should only be allowed to have a self-driving car. You crazy lunatics.
You should be on the bus, sir.
Yeah, well, that's just
Public
truth.
transport for you.
You know,
Sean was asking what we think of the GTA 6 trailer. Me and Joe went pretty in depth into this last week. But Mick, what do you think of the GTA 6 trailer?
I hope it lives up to the hype. Honestly, I hope, like you guys said, I hope that Rockstar they're known to push boundaries and push limits of games, and I hope that they still keep doing that. But see what happens. Ages away.
They're reaching this. So we have this weird thing where, like, it's supposed to be an exaggerated parody of American society, but American society has become so insanely ridiculous in real life that how do you make it more ridiculous than it actually is now? Like all of like a lot of the clips they show of the people and stuff, those are all like actual
they're based on real events,
actual things, like real. It's like. Dude, it's getting wild. We live in a wild.
You read the article of the guy with all the face tattoos, who's
all
like
the
a
tattoos,
life person, and now he's like trying to
sue him or
and
something,
get money out of the fact that they used him as a representation. But someone came out and said you should use that to become famous yourself. It's true.
It's true.
To your advantage.
He should just be like, I am that guy from GTA 6, and he should just be like signing autographs and just like exactly. He can release
making social media accounts using
book.
that picture and his face and blah blah blah.
Exactly. No, it's foolish.
Making an account to do with the new GTA game. He's got 2 years.
But how can you possibly lay claim to being the only douchebag alive with face tattoos who looks like that? Have you ever seen SoundCloud or you ever seen these people? There's 1,000 guys on there right now who look just like you, dude. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Tattoos everywhere.
It's like when Paris Hilton tried to like copyright like some like a word. It was like I'm like, you can't copyright a word that 99% of the population uses on a regular daily basis. Like,
speaking of Paris Hilton, she tried to do the same thing on the last Grand Theft Auto game on a character, and ironically enough, Rockstar actually modeled it off Lindsay Lohan, and she was like 100% for it, and that's where the court case ended, that it was off her.
Wow, okay.
I'll be honest with you, I love Lindsay Lohan. Oh my god, she was the love of my life when I was younger, dude. She's so fucking hot.
She must have broke your heart at one point.
I would let her anything she needs, whatever. Use me and abuse me, not a problem. I'll take it. She was just woo. I got no problem.
We found Joe's kryptonite, guys.
Dude, that is my weakness. Like, I'm bad. Like, I don't care. Like there's a lot of people out there that like I don't like them, but I still hang out with them. You know what the worst one ever was? It was Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks, when she was just on the cover of magazines, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And then she got her own talk show and she started speaking in public. Boy, did that ruin it. She is not mentally.
The I can only picture her as the one speaking in public.
So I was just like, some people, you're better off just smiling for the cameras, for real.
Oh, I think Jordan's nailed it there.
Yeah, I'll just.
I grew up watching Friends. I can relate.
I'm not good enough for Jennifer Aniston. I can already tell you that right now.
Banfi said, "I can wear a wig, Joe, if you want."
I want everyone to wear a wig at all times. Hey, whatever it takes.
So let's get this conversation back on the road. What have you been playing lately?
What have I been playing?
Into Smash Your Pass 2023.
Lately, I've just been playing Unbound, Need for Speed, Dakar Rally.
Nice.
Bluey with my daughter on Switch. She loves it. It's only 5.
I'm sure it'd be one of the best-selling games of the year.
That and Paw Patrol. God, everywhere. Yeah.
The three games that every parent should own is the Bluey, Peppa the Pig, and Racing with Ryan. You gotta have all 3 of those games in your collection.
I actually seen Peppa Pig in the shop today at JB. I was like, oh fuck.
Right, pull it from the bottom shelf, put it on the top shelf. So
Yeah, mate, you can't see that. That's it. I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Yeah, man. Apart from that, Rocket League, Generation Zero, that was a free game. That's pretty cool.
That does
what
look like
else?
a good game. That's like a hidden gem, I would say. It's like kind of a
It's sort
lower
of
budget
like,
game, but it's like a mech fighting game.
Strain to Deep,
Mm.
sort of
Okay,
like that.
I've got it. I haven't played it. It looked interesting.
It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I quite like it.
Yeah, it's always been like a
probably
lower
about it.
budget title, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
You mentioned
What about
one
you guys?
game that you were telling me about before the podcast, Rocket League, and you're
Oh,
not just into Rocket League, right? You're into Rocket League.
It's at least 750 hours deep in a Rocket League. It's shocking. I've been playing it since like PS4 days. It's just can just sit down and boom, play Rocket League, and I don't play it as much as I used to, but I tell you, it's easy to play. Sit down, boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those. I always love that type of gaming experience where it's just like a jump in and play a few rounds and
It
hop
is,
out type
yeah.
thing. You know,
It's
like
good.
the big long games. I do like them, but it's like, oh man, it's so hard. Like I'm trying to play Harry Potter, and it's just like, I'm like,
I
I
haven't
should,
touched
I
that
should, I
yet.
should play that. I should play that, and I'm like, or I could play the shmup, or I could play Smoke Bunny, or I could play this. I could jump into
That's
this.
it. You're like, I can play Rocket League.
But you
for
feel like
half
if you
an
want to
hour.
play Harry Potter, you got to have 3 hours where everything's done, and you're
Exactly
gonna sit down
right,
and not be
yeah.
interrupted. And
Mhm.
but
You
these
need
other
like-
games, you can jump in and stop at any time, and it's all good,
That's
and
it.
it doesn't matter.
You need like a dedicated time slot for this. You're like, I need this much time on it. Where like Rocket League, you can just sit down, play for half an hour, 3 or 4 matches, all good.
Exactly, it's spot on.
Yeah, I could already tell you that I don't think I'm gonna finish Hogwarts just because like I'm already like looking over at Final Fantasy 16 with that look like Final Fantasy like Lindsay Lohan's over there on my couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh wait.
I'm sure you'll get up to the exact same point that I got up to, and then you're like, oh, this is starting to get repetitive.
As soon as I get out of the castle and I'm in the real world, and it's like, now actually go do things. I'd be like,
and it's like, go explore this dungeon, and you're like, oh, this isn't as good as other RPGs that I play.
I'm sort of thinking about getting a Portal because my daughter's playing Bluey on the Switch and she likes to play it on the TV, and I'm like, hurry up, finish.
Yeah.
I want to play something. I'm like, I thought about a Portal. I was like, oh, how good they are. I'll see.
dude,
Well,
I
like,
have
we were
one
talking
that I
on the
love it.
podcast that there's not many uses where you'd use them, but that instance is where you would actually use it. Because,
And that's where I
you
thought
want to
about
play,
it.
that the Portal would be perfect.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I'm like, it's money I don't really want to spend. I won't pay it that much. And just like two or so hours ago, my daughter's playing Bluey. I was like, shit, I wouldn't mind a Portal. Pretty good.
So I can attest that it works really well if you have good internet.
Yeah.
Like I have like I just I got Fidium fiber. I got that all upgraded. Freaking awesome, dude.
So
And then
it's
I got,
Australia. Our internet's rubbish.
Oh, okay. So
Unless you
then,
get like Starlink or something, it's crazy.
It's rubbish, man. Our internet is rubbish.
I can't. It's all about your upload and download speeds, like
Mm.
because it's communicating through there and then broadcasting. And you also need a really good Wi-Fi router too.
Yeah.
So you need to have good internet and good Wi-Fi. If you have that though,
It'd be
perfect.
flawless. Yeah.
It is just like playing, I was like, well, it's funny that when I first got it, I was just playing like Twisted Metal on it because I was obsessed with Twisted Metal, and that was like my
No,
pick
who
up
is
and
I
play
love
game.
Twisted
I'm playing a PS1 game on this new
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But then I
Twisted
finally
Metal.
broke down and
So
put the
good.
actual Hogwarts on it, and I was playing it. And I'm like, okay, this is dope. This looks badass. Yeah, it all looks so good. And all games look better on a smaller screen, so it just looks so good, dude. And it's not OLED either, but the screen itself is gorgeous. So, I'd recommend it. I am still kind of salty about the headphone thing.
Yes. You got to buy certain headphones, don't you?
Yeah, if you want wireless headphones, you got to get
Yeah.
like the proprietary Bluetooth ones, and they're very expensive. You can plug in
Sony.
just a headphone jack.
You can't plug in Sony headphones.
Sony
No.
101 right there.
Yeah.
PSP days, PS Vita days. Yeah.
So that's a little annoying. By a little, I mean very, but it is what it is. And the other thing that
It's
drives me nuts about that, I don't understand why it doesn't have some sort of internal memory, and I don't understand why I can't download games to it natively. I don't. That drives me
Yeah.
crazy. It should be paired with the PlayStation Plus service. And the whole idea is like the free digital games they give you or the free games that you get, you should be able to download.
Yeah.
Because there are people like you who, maybe not have the greatest internet connection, but you'd be certainly able to download something and play it.
Yeah.
So, I'm not asking for like a 2 terabyte
space.
drive.
SSDs are so tiny these days. Like, just put one
Yeah.
in the back there, make it a tiny, like 2 millimeters bigger, and have that internal space.
Massive amount of storage in them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not looking for a 2 terabyte drive or anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, put like, whatever, 500, whatever, just enough to put on one Call of Duty game or something.
One Call of Duty game.
One Call of Duty game.
That's a terabyte later.
So like a terabyte.
It's ridiculous, man. For Call of Duty.
You want an update to that Call of Duty game? It's another terabyte.
That's it. That's something I actually haven't played in years. COD. Not played Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm the same actually. I'm the same. I think the last one I played was Black Ops 4.
I think I played Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I think
Modern Warfare 3. Yeah, man, they're all up there. That's probably the last ones I played as well.
I played on modern systems. I played on PS4. But not modern systems. No, I played on last gen. Modern PS5. Whoops.
I know. Can't wait till PS4 is retro.
Oh my god. Don't even say that.
It's coming.
They still sell them in the shops, Joe. Don't say that.
Not for long.
I think they will be for long, yeah. Shops like limited run games, they will be.
Correct. I think by next Christmas you will see like no standard PS4 releases. That's what they said they wanted to do anyway. They said that when the PS5 Slim came out, then that was it. They were going to phase out the PS4 and just move on to PS5. So, but like you said, they will limited run, strictly limited. Those companies will be, I mean, First Press Games, they'll be shipping out PS4 games for the next decade because they don't ever make them out anyway. What was I going to say? Did you see the Mystics video about the PS5 Pro specs and stuff that got leaked or whatever?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, he put out a video this week, and it was like, rumors and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, supposedly it's like the first information about the PS5 Pro. Supposedly it's going to get announced in 2024. So
there was, you just brought up First Press Games. There was some more First Press Games news that I forgot to bring up last show. I can't remember which game. So one of the developers of one of the games came out and said, this company's a scam. We haven't been paid. It's been over 3 years. Don't support them. Don't send them their money. Blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Same story. Yeah, from a developer of one of the games that's coming out.
Wow.
Did you know which game?
I can find it all, but it won't take me long.
Oh, so that's very interesting because that is how I feel about it. And that's when I want that to happen. I want the developers to say screw these guys and pull their games and do deals with somebody else. Like I said a million times, Crimson Clover World Explosion is literally one of my favorite shmups ever. I am obsessed with it. I've put so many hours into that game this year, and like it kills me that that's getting released by them. Like I'm just like, oh, you're killing me, dude. Like Play Asia could have given you a beautiful limited collector's edition, and I would have bought all of them, dude. I would have bought the collector's, the standard. I would have done, because like, trust me, if I like a game, I'm gonna buy it 3 or 4 times, boys. So like I ordered Dodonpachi for the Switch, Dodonpachi for the PS4. I didn't get the collector's edition. I'm kind of regretting it. Kind of wanted to, but I'm gonna buy it digitally when I get it too, because I'm not gonna open my games. So yeah, I don't know. It's putting it behind a company that doesn't ship out games and only has one version. I'm
just scrolling through Twitter with the tag First Press Games, and there's so many tweets in like the last week of people just tweeting to them, "Where are my games? Where are my games?"
Spamming hard, yeah.
They're like different people, not spamming, just customers who haven't got their
just hounding them for games.
Yeah, and I gave up. I don't to contact them anymore. It's just a waste of my energy at this point. I feel like what sucks too is it's been so long. I can't even go to my bank and get my money back. I can't do anything. It's just been like they've had it for like 2-3 years at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. If they want to keep all the money, they can at this point. It's just like pretty crazy to think about.
Where are they located? Are they in Germany?
They're in Germany. Yeah.
Okay, we have friends in Germany, don't we? Yeah, we do, don't we? We have friends that could go like actually see them, right? I'm just kidding.
I'm sure that there's people though that are at that point, you know. Like,
oh well, you steal people's money. Yeah, you're putting yourself in a pretty risky situation because you never know what people will do. So you may feel safe, you may feel protected, but no one is. No one is. If somebody wants,
their citizenships have already been declined. So Germany's obviously taking action against them.
Good, absolutely. I mean, it's just
Can't find this tweet I was talking about, but I will find it and I'll bring it up on the next show.
That's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that in a way because, like, you know, they need to be getting it from all ends. And I honestly, at this point, I would like them to officially just go out of business because they're probably still taking people's money. Still, like that's a problem.
Yeah, they are not probably. Like you can still buy stuff on the website.
Yeah, dude. Oh God. You know, if something says pre-order for 3 years, don't buy it.
That's a joke, That's a joke.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, there's so many bad stories about pre-order items. Like you really, these days for a company to get my money pre-ordering, you really need trust in advance. You know, I have to see it happening first and people getting their products before I'm like, all right, it's okay. I do trust this company. And I brought up one last year and I told people to buy this game with like $20 and they promised that people are going to have their games within 3 months, and it's been a year, and no one's got their game. Like, I can't even remember what it was called at this point.
Yeah, it was like some weird Switch game, and
and it was cheap. It was $15. It was really weird.
It was suspiciously cheap, and I even remember you were like, "You got to get this game," and I'm like, "No." I don't trust this. Nope. That's because there was like a new company with no established track record. The game was super cheap. I'm like, it was coming from Europe too. It was like a European company and they were selling it for like $20 shipped. I'm like, it's going to cost you like 10, 15 bucks to send it.
Yeah, that's right. It was free shipping.
So it was like, how
things aren't adding up here. Yeah.
It's too good to be true, man. I just, you know, when things are too good
to be true. I'm sure if I went to the bank, they'd be like, well, sorry, that was a year ago. So.
Sorry, it's gone now. That's it. Yeah. You've lost it.
Yeah, so I feel like the gaming community in general is getting a little, what's the right word, more thoughtful about their purchasing and more thoughtful about the practices of these companies. And I feel like there's a lot of, like in general, like in a whole society, there's a lot of bad decisions that have been made over the last decade they're coming home to roost right now for a lot of these companies, for the movie industry, video game industry. Like there's a lot of stuff that's just hitting the fan right now because once the economy gets bad and once people start getting a little strapped for cash and they start to be a little more discretionary about what they spend their money, you can't get away with this. You can't get away with this anymore. You're not going, you know what I mean? Like the movie industry is a perfect example. I've seen so many bad movies over the last 5 years that like I will not go to see a movie in the theater. You think I'm going to pay $60 to go see a movie and eat crappy popcorn and blah, blah, blah. And it's just terrible. Terrible. It is just like, it's not even remotely in the ballpark of what I would
sit next to strangers. How awful does that sound?
Yeah, I know. Especially,
crappy popcorn.
You're into media. If you're like me, like I got like a 65-inch OLED TV, full surround sound system, 7.1. I'm like, good luck. Why would I ever?
Why would I give you $60 so I can sit in the comfort of my home?
Yeah. I can sit here and drink drink Jameson. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Hang out, freaking with my dog, smoke, pause it, take a
pause it,
break,
go to the toilet, come back.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Rewind it, make fun of it. Pause that Lindsay Lohan scene.
I was waiting for it to come to that. I was waiting for it.
That's going to be the theme of this episode.
I should have made that the title.
You should. It should be like, notice me, Seb. Notice me, Lindsay. And then I'll just, blah, blah, blah. If she actually messes me, though, I'd probably like shit my pants and I wouldn't be able to talk to her at all. I'd be like, oh, God. And again, I'm also not single, so that could be a problem. My girlfriend might not like that either. It's like, you Lindsay Lohan. I'm like, no, honey. No, it's not.
No. No.
Why that Harley car outside?
Probably like one of the recent 3 Star Wars movies that came out within the last 10 years.
Those are like the last movies I saw. I think that's what made me so mad about the movie industry is I went to see all the Star Wars movies one time, which is ludicrous because like the prequels, which I didn't even really like that much, I saw them like 4 or 5 times each. Like I went to see like Revenge of the Sith. I think I saw that like 5 times in the theater because I liked that one so much. And then the new ones come out, and I'm like, I watched them once. And that was it. No interest at all. 0 interest in seeing them again. 0.
No. I'm with Banfi. The new spin-off show came out. There's 6 Star Wars movies.
Yes, there are 6. That's right.
And they start with number 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's the order.
Yeah. So I like the 6
movies.
I like the extended universe, and I like some of the games, and that's good. That's all we need. But Disney is like the touch of death now. They have literally destroyed their brand to the point where like if it has their name on it, I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to see that. Like it'll be bad. It won't be good. Like think about it. They've destroyed Star Wars, Marvel, and Indiana Jones in the last like 5 years. Like the most iconic franchises. Like how could you screw this up? Type things. Now, Indiana Jones, I kind of understand because I'll be honest, who the hell wants to go see Harrison Ford in his like 90s running around with a whip? It's just the time it's past. Like it's I'm sorry, I don't want to see that anymore. And
it like needs to be a new IP with a similar idea at this point.
Yeah, I mean they would have been better off writing a new one, but even then, it wouldn't be good. And you know what I mean? And then that they would replace Indy with a strong female lead who don't need no man, and it would just be crap. It would just be that wouldn't be the point of the movie anyway. And also, what killed Indiana Jones specifically is like the first 3 movies are Christian themed and religious themed. Like the Raiders of the Lost Ark was like it was about the Ark of the Covenant, and you know what I mean, like the Holy Grail and the you know what I mean. These were like religious stories, and then then they went to Crystal Skulls, and it was about aliens, and they tried to make it in an atheist story, and that's literally like not what those movies are about. And so that's just it. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like you can't have any pro Christian anything anymore. You'll never see that ever again. The only time you will ever see anyone in a movie with a cross or anything like that is if they're a bad person, an exorcist, or someone who's about to go crazy and ruin everything. They're always the bad guy who is going to like...
Or if it's like a comedy.
They want to drown the baby because Jesus told them to or something. There'll be a lunatic. That's the only way you will see that ideology portrayed in the media. They're going to be insane. They're going to be evil. Or they're going to be a ghost magic or goofy like exorcist like... that type of crap. That's the only thing you'll ever see, and that's on purpose. And if you guys haven't noticed that, when you start watching movies, just anytime you see a character who is clearly Christian or has a cross, just wait. That's the bad guy.
They're already crazy,
or that's the crazy. Yeah. Yes, they're going to be the one that wants to do something nuts that gets everybody killed. It's always like that. You'll never ever see a movie where it's like just some nice old lady who goes to church who like. Helps people out. That message is not allowed. Not allowed.
The last movie I went and seen Trolls today with my daughter, my wife, and she had about 6 of her friends from school. I seen some Trolls movie. I've never seen a Trolls movie in my life. And before that, I seen Paw Patrol. That's the only time I go to the movies.
I really struggle to relate to what you talk about with modern media because I generally haven't watched a movie or a new TV show.
Yeah, man.
A decade at this point.
Yeah. Well, why is that? Think about that, though. That's probably just your natural. Well, first of all, we're gamers, so we do probably put more time into that than anything else. But like, they can't get you excited. They can't get you interested. They can't even. And like, they announced like the Wheel of Time is my favorite thing that was ever been made. And when I heard they were making a show, I was just like, oh God, no. Please no. Like
I'm even the same with music. Like even if like a band that I love announces a new album, I'm not excited like I used to.
No, you're not excited to go listen to it. No.
Like Blink-182 just had a new. I haven't even listened to it yet.
It did just turn into a movie podcast.
Yeah.
Their last album wasn't like it was when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
so it's like they're just putting stuff out because they need to put bread on the table, not because the creative bug inside them exploded.
So there are a lot of cool bands out there that are new. It's just they're not like it's everything's splintered and fractured in the music industry. There's no like main place to go to listen to music anymore. So it'll be amazing. Like I'll go on YouTube and watch a band that I've never heard of in my life. They have 15 million views, and I'm like, who the hell are these people? And you could ask everyone you know, like, do you know these people? And they're like, nope. I'm like, well, 15 million people. Who the hell?
Obviously known by someone.
Exactly. But that never happened in the 90s. Everyone knew about that band with 15 million fans. Like, yes. 100%.
So back in the 90s, the media was centralized, where you can only get your stuff from a couple places. It was like the radio and the cable TV or regular TV, and so it like there was a commonality, like you said, like everybody knew these shows, everybody knew these movies, everybody knew these bands because it was just what we were all offered. And now it's just a free for all, what is it, a take what you want buffet type thing, a la carte type situation. And it's just everybody's like in their own little groups. We're all splintered and fractured from each other. We don't have that cultural unity that we used to have, which is like a huge problem, which is why everybody's always fighting and hating each other now. It's because it's like we've turned into a giant prison full of little gangs instead of being like a big family. We're all just in our own little gangs, and everybody hates each other, and everybody's fighting for their own piece of the pie, and everybody wants to, it's just, ugh.
Joe, I can't remember if you told me this or I watched this in a recent YouTube video, but sorry, I'm just trying to get my train of thought on how I'm going to word this. So, like, back in the day, say Seinfeld's last episode was like a cultural event. Like the world stopped when Seinfeld's last episode came on, and apparently, traffic got stopped in certain cities when that episode premiered, and like it was a big thing, and it was a big deal. I remember as a kid when I remember watching the last episode of Friends, and that was a big thing. Like there were these things that then the next day at school, the next day at work, everyone would talk about it, and you could talk about it with a random person on the bus or a random person on the street because everyone knew about it. Like the Super Bowl just happened last night, but that can still happen. But in media today, because these shows are all, Netflix, you download them, blah, blah, blah.
You don't have Apple TV?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about those shows. You don't got Paramount? You don't know anything about these shows.
Someone coming to us and be like, I just watched The Red Wedding. Okay. Talked about that 10 years ago. I don't want to talk about Game of Thrones today.
I've never watched an episode, Game of Thrones, never.
And if you start watching it, you probably want to talk about it, but no one's going to care because
everyone's going to be like, where did you come from?
Exactly.
Oh, dude,
and that's like the thing that modern media doesn't have. It doesn't have that like cultural significance that everyone has that like mind blown moment. I guess gaming to an extent still have it when games come out, and like Fortnite right now, how they just re-released the original map. Everyone's playing it again. It still has that significance, but even games after a while, if once a game is into like 1 or 2 months into its life cycle, it's got 10% of the original people that played it day one. It really needs to spark something to get people to, start playing it again.
Yeah, I think that the gaming industry is like
Joe?
One of the only things that still does have that sense of community, to be honest with you. I do think that we are all a little connected, and we do have the Game Awards. I mean, and the problem with the gaming industry is it's oversaturated. It's impossible to keep up with everything. It's just so much. But that's where, people come in and, you watch the videos that recommend, from people you trust, and they recommend the games that you want because you can't keep up with everything. So, but I do like that. I feel like the gaming community, for the most part, is pretty much still like one group. We haven't splintered too much, like not like the movie industry, the comics industry. Everybody's fighting, everybody hates each other. For the most part, the gaming industry is still like united, so to speak.
Yeah, I just miss the midnight launches.
I do too. And you know what I miss about midnight launches? Standing in line next to a complete stranger and having an amazing conversation about something that we both love.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when Burning Crusade for World of Warcraft got announced, the first expansion, the hype was unreal, dude. Like, unreal for that. For me and my friends. And everybody in line, we were all just talking about our classes and our characters and our guilds and our alts and what gear we had and how far we got and what we're looking forward to. And it was just like, it was just, oh man, I love that so much. And that's one of the things, my favorite things about the gaming industry is that, like, you can bond with people you don't know so easily just by talking
strangers,
about something. Yeah.
Over a game, a subject, or something. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's nice because we need more stuff like that where people can come together and, connect instead of being like, look at each other like, oh, this is, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't want to get too philosophical or whatever. But...
No, but you're right, lad. Like, we don't have that anymore. Like,
no.
I remember clearly the GTA 5 launch. I have more memory standing in line at, EB Games waiting for 4 hours for it to open than playing it the first night.
Mine was
that was an important moment. Like, that was the last game that I went to a midnight launch.
Oh, the last game I went to a midnight launch.
Bluey.
Probably Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. It's many people's last game because after that, games were on PS4 and you could just buy them digitally day one. And why are you going to go down the shops when you can have it downloaded and you can be playing it at midnight? That extra hour changed everyone's opinion to, that's better. That's what I'm going to do. And because people love convenience. I mean, I'm guilty for it. I've bought games digitally and played them at midnight. I've done it. It's great. It feels awesome.
I haven't.
You wake up the next morning feeling dirty because you could have bought it.
Dude, I've done that just because I don't want to wait for my copy to show up. Like that's one thing I can't. That drives me nuts these days is that games will get released and the physical gets released 6 months later. Like Sea of Stars is a perfect example. It's like everybody and their mother has talked about that game and played that game, and I'm just sitting there like, the physical's coming out next year. I can't wait. Like so that's the type of crap where I am double dipping because I'm like, I can't wait. Like, screw this. Like, I'll just buy it digitally and then buy the physical again. And like, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Speaking of that game, did you hear about the update that game got?
Yeah.
Sorry. A bit of drama, but we'll touch on it. So that game had the completionist in it, who, the Jared the completionist is. Yeah, he's done some pretty shady shit, and like I don't agree with what he's done. I will never accept the apology. Like, he's lost all my trust, 100%. I won't watch it. I unsubscribed from his channel. I don't do that. I haven't unsubscribed from someone in YouTube in years. I purposely went in and clicked that button, but he was in the video game as like the completionist, and they updated the game and actually patched him out. So,
wow,
I good on him. They didn't want to cop backlash for having someone like that in the community.
So I'm not like I don't really like cancel culture and people like bowing down to the mob and all that sort of stuff. But in this situation, it's like if I was the developer, I just wouldn't want him. Yeah. I don't even think that's what it is. I don't think that they had like a lot of pressure to have him removed from the game and they bowed down to the pressure.
It's
or
just
anything.
Something they don't want. Yeah.
They were just like, I just don't want this dude in my game. Yeah. And what's just hilarious to me? Like, this guy's name is the completionist. His whole shtick is that he is obsessive about making sure everything gets done. He makes sure every achievement gets done. He makes sure every trophy's done. He makes sure he has every game. He collects everything. He's got a bubble. He checks off all the boxes, all the league games, all the league. This guy can complete everything except a charitable donation. That's the only thing that apparently he can't complete. And so that's where it's just like the whole thing falls apart, where people are like, oh, he didn't mean anything, and he didn't. Yes, he did, guys. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way anyone here can say they would have $600,000 in the bank account and be like, oh, what I do?
I didn't know that was there.
I had no idea.
What a surprise.
That year after year that I was collecting this money for charity, it wasn't being donated. I had no idea. Like, this is so disingenuous.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Well, the story's
it's
changed
just-
multiple
it's so-
times. I noticed when it first came out, the internet was quite divided, but
Yeah.
since updates and stuff, 99% of people are on one side of the fence, and there's a handful of people who are still supporting him. Like, their fans are like, "Why are you doing this?" You know.
Hey, if you want to, I support him if you want to. If you want to stand by, that's fine. And at the end of the day, like he did donate $600,000 to a charity. That is a good thing. It's just why did it have to come to this? Like it's just it is what it is. But
As good as it is, it's still committing charity fraud. Like the definition of charity fraud is what got committed here. So.
My wife looks after all the banking.
that's not bad.
What a garden plot.
My favorite comment on a video was the IRS saying, "Can I please see your records?" And it says, "Gerard, yeah, here's my mother's autopsy report." That was it's like I remember watching the video and being like, well, "Why would you talk about this or even what does this have to do with anything?" Like no one here is questioning whether or not your mother had dementia or died of dementia. That's not up for debate. We don't need you to prove that with her autopsy report. It's not what we're talking about. That is clearly a tactic to try to invoke sympathy. And that's all it is. It's like, I had a rough life, guys. Look at the bad thing that happened to me. It's not my fault. Like that whole attitude. I am disgusted by that. We have this whole thing in our society where people are like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault I stole. It's not my fault I beat someone or raped someone. It was other people were mean to me. It's like, what?
Bullied.
Get out of here. My life has been real messed up. I could go on and on and on about the messed up stuff I happened to me, but I'm not over here using it as a reason to be a douche. You know what I mean? Like, God, dude, we all have problems.
Well, you see it when people steal something, and it's like it was only a small crime. It doesn't matter. Like
Still
trying to
being done.
justify it by being a petty crime.
So is kicking you as hard as I can in the testicles. No big deal. Sorry. Just a small thing. No big deal. What are you upset about? I just kicked you in the testicles as hard as I can. What's the problem? I was bullied. I used to be chubby. Whatever. I'm sorry.
Up in the 80s and the 90s, where before the internet.
Dude, I had an old-fashioned alcoholic stepfather who used to just slap the shit out of me if I didn't do what I was supposed to do. It's a good thing. I'm glad. I'm honestly glad because he taught me that whining and feeling sorry for yourself and procrastinating that's not how life works. You got to do what you're supposed to do. You have to do what you're supposed to do. That's it. That's just how it is. That's the attitude. If you're not out there working, you're not out there hustling, you're not doing what you need to do, you don't have time to be screwing off. That's just, I can have all of these games and not feel one shred of guilt because all my bills are paid. I work all my hours. Yep. My family's taken care of. Food's on the shelf. Like I got all my clothes. Everything's taken care of. Bills paid, cars paid for, everything. Yep. Everything. So I have no guilt when I go to play and I go to have fun. I'm not sitting there like, oh, I wish I should be doing this. Because I did it all. I already did what I was supposed to do. And that's the way you got to do things, boys. You know what I mean? You got to make sure what needs to be taken care of is taken care of, and then you can have all the fun you want. You don't whine and you don't complain about when you have to do things. You have to, because no one else does. Like, you shouldn't rely on other people. Other people should rely on you. That's your attitude that you should have. Other people should be able to come to you and trust you and put faith in you because you're trustworthy and a reliable person. And if you're not, if you're sitting there going, everybody needs to solve my problems for me. I need you to pay my bills. I need you to fix this for me. I need the government to fix this for me. I need you to take this. No, you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, sort your own shit out.
Let's get into tonight's topic question. And that is, what's the biggest video game to never get a release? So there's a few video games that come to mind in this. First one that comes to mind, obviously, and the video game that I came up with the topic was Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3, I guess, is a game in the gaming culture. Like, if you say Half-Life 3, it means something to most people, but it most likely hasn't even been started to be made yet. Any games like that you guys can think
No, not ones that haven't been made, more so ones that have been banned in Australia, but that's about it. Not ones that haven't been made. What else is there?
So it depends. So I would honestly have said GTA 6 until like a few weeks ago. Like that
Yeah,
that would be
yeah,
like
100%.
the most hyped game that hasn't been released and hasn't been announced that like should be. But that's finally happening. Half-Life 3 is probably the most well-known. Another one for me that's becoming that way is Metroid Prime 4. What is going on with that game? Does that exist? Is this like it's just they announced it when did they announce that game? Like 2018? Has it been? How long has it been? It's been a long time.
Resistance game. Shit, yeah. I'd love a new Resistance.
A new SOCOM game.
So good.
What happened to SOCOM? There's so many
SOCOM.
people right now playing multiplayer SOCOM on PS2 and PS3.
Yeah.
Like there's communities out.
Midnight Club, that got pulled. Whatever.
One that I thought we were going to get, and I'm pretty sure it's now dead, is Bully 2.
Yeah, that's right. Bully, yeah, I can remember seeing rumors of Bully 2.
I'm pretty sure Rockstar have just canned Bully 2, and it's because of like Rockstar aren't a company anymore that can just make games. They have to get the shareholders' permission. Like Valve's in the same position. There's a reason why Valve doesn't release games anymore. It's because they make that much money that they have to go to shareholders first. And the shareholders are like, we make $1 billion on Steam. We don't want you to put out a new video game. We don't want you to put out a game that might sell well. We want you to put out the new Counter-Strike in 4 years. And that's it. Like, there's a reason Valve don't put out games anymore. It's the same as Rockstar. Rockstar aren't going to put out a game that might sell well. They're going to put out Red Dead Redemption 2 that'll get Game of the Year and GTA 6 that'll break the internet.
Uncharted, love a new Uncharted. That'd be good.
Yeah, but I feel like we will get a new Uncharted. That doesn't feel like the series that's dead in the water. Last of Us 3 might be a theme that will never happen.
Another Manhunt would be good. I doubt that'll ever happen this day and age.
But yeah, Manhunt's in the Rockstar category where they wouldn't release that because it's a risk. One that we'll never see, and this got brought up by TJ, was PT.
Yeah.
We're never going to see PT.
Yeah.
People have played the demo to PT. We're never going to see that game.
No. I mean, it's officially
we don't get along.
Yeah, and that's all right. I mean, at least they are rebooting the Silent Hill franchise, and we are getting some new Silent Hill finally. So, you know. But it's I don't like that PT has like no way to access or physically purchase it or anything. Like, I don't like that. That's like, even if they released it as a demo of a different game, or I don't know, just released it as a digital download for $5, like that's what I don't understand is why don't they do that? But I guarantee it probably has to do with contracting and having to pay Kojima and having, they don't want to deal with the headache of the legal aspects of it. I'm guessing because to me it's like a no-brainer. It's like if you threw that up for $5, you'd sell 1 million of them.
Yeah, it'll move definitely.
Sure. I'm sure they would if they could too, because we know how much money they love making. They put microtransactions in a Metal Gear game.
They could do like a PT pachinko machine. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Konami, oh man, they're their own worst enemy for sure. Did you see that the new Contra game they're coming out with, the European release, is a digital download code in the box? Contra. The new Contra game is a digital download code.
Digital download.
Bros. And that's so far. That's just the European version. I don't know if the American version will have a card, but
so another one that trends pretty much once a week on Twitter is Bloodborne 2. I'd love to see a Bloodborne 2.
That's true.
Unfortunately, we probably won't get a Bloodborne 2. We might get a new IP by From Software that's similar. I know that they see, the people retweeting it and making it trending every day. In saying that, even a HD Bloodborne, like to play that game in 60 frames would be amazing. PC version of that game.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 would be nice. I think we will get one of those eventually, though. I do. I mean, but then again, I don't know. Maybe Dark Souls, or maybe they just want to keep coming with new franchises, or maybe Elden Ring did so well they'll just make another Elden Ring. Because,
I would argue that they're in the similar vote to Rockstar now, where they don't have to put out a game because they make so much money in their IPs.
They make a shitload, yeah.
Game of the years, and their last two IPs were both. Sorry, their last two Souls-like IPs were both Game of the Year, like Sekiro and Elden Ring. So their track record now is, if they announce a new game in this genre, I'm buying it day one. I'm sure 99% of people who like these games are buying it day one. Someone like you, Joe, who doesn't even touch this genre, are probably like, I want to play this. I might buy it day one.
I mean, I play some.
It's hard for companies to get that trust these days. Like, how many companies can you say, like, for a fact they're putting out a game that will be like Game of the Year quality, and you don't even know what the IP is?
There isn't many. No.
I mean, Nintendo, but next Zelda game, I'm sure, is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know about Game of the Year, but like, there are companies I do trust. There are companies that if they put like Inti creates, I'll buy pretty much any game they put out because I just like their games. So there are companies. I like the chunk picture. I made this noise. Kind of like this kid,
guys. We're almost an hour in. Did you guys like to play the Figsy quiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
That's the wrong one.
Wait a minute.
That's not the quiz song. This is the quiz.
And then we're back.
All right, before we start the quiz, as always, we will get into the chat question. And last week's chat question didn't get answered. However, I can confirm that Turner did correctly answer last week's chat question. Was Where is Mr. Domino, I believe, was the title of the game. I might have that incorrect.
That was
something along those lines. It was a tough one. Check the Discord if you want to see the answer to that one. But let's move on to today's chat question. So currently, Banfi's leading the scores with 3 points. Evan's got 1 point, and Cyrus also has 1 point. So today's chat question is, and now we need the full video game title. This is only for chat.
Lindsay Lohan.
Now, while everyone's thinking of this, we'll get into the quiz. Mick, as you're our guest, would you like to go first, or would you like Joe to go first?
No, I'll go first. Why not?
All right, sounds good.
Why not?
Mick's going to be going first. Joe, you'll be going second tonight.
All right.
Getting everything set up so I can still read everything. All right, we should be ready to go. Question number 1. This one is for Mick. In the original NBA Jam arcade game, which of the following secret characters was not playable? Was it Bill Clinton, George Bush, Michael Jordan, or the Fresh Prince?
I've never played that game. We will go. Was it Michael Jackson?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, sorry. What are the questions? What are the options again? Sorry.
You got Bill Clinton, George. Wait, it says
George Clinton. Yeah,
Oh,
George Clinton. Yeah, he's a funkadelic. He's the friggin'
Bill Clinton.
He's
George
a funk
Clinton,
singer.
I'm going to say Jordan, actually.
George Bush. It's Bill Clinton, George Clinton, Michael Jordan, or the Fresh Prince.
Jordan. As a guess.
Correct answer was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You could be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in that game. Damn.
I
didn't know that, man. I was gonna guess Fresh Prince or George Clinton. To be honest with you, that's random. George Clinton is he's like a funk singer with like Bootsy Collins. He's got
I've never heard of him before.
Oh, he's awesome. It's just I would be shocked if he was in a basketball game. That's random as hell.
It must have been a case that like they probably couldn't afford to get Michael Jordan in the game at the time, so they just got all these other people in. All right, we'll move on to question number 2 for Joe. Question 2. Which city hosted the Gamescom? Was it Leipzig, Munich, Cologne, or Berlin?
What is right? I will say Munich.
Munich is incorrect.
Oh, what a shocker.
For the skill.
The top one.
Leipzig is also incorrect.
Oh,
We were
yes,
looking
man.
for Cologne.
Oh, there you go.
All right, we will move on to question number 3. Mick, this one's for you.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to show you a device. You have to tell me where could you find this device?
Where could you find it?
Yeah.
Red Roof Inn. Probably a motel by the looks of it. Probably like an in-house service in the 90s.
I'll take that as a correct answer because this was found in hotels. So this was
Yeah, it
called
was like
LodgeNet. It was a hotel game streaming services for the SNES, the N64, and the GameCube. Mick takes another point.
I had heard of it. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, it was like an in-house. That lodge, go to that lodge in.
Yep. Now you're spot on there. All right, question 4. Joe, this one's for you. Which famous character is based on Peter Pan?
What? Huh? Which famous video game character is based on Peter Pan?
Yep.
Link.
Ooh.
Correct answer is Link.
They both green. I'll take it.
No one has gotten the chat question right yet either. I'll just let you know that.
Did you see
All right,
Instagram
do
died?
question
Figsy?
number. Sorry.
The Instagram stream died. You have to fix it when you.
Yeah,
can.
so it only lasts for an hour.
Oh, okay.
It came up starting saying that they've contacted Instagram and they're trying to get them for longer. But for now, we can only stream for an hour on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Weird as
Goodbye, everyone on Instagram. It was a fun hour. Hopefully, she's found your way over here, Jamie, if you're still watching. All right. We'll move on to question number 5. Mick, this one's for you.
Mhm.
I'm going to show you a PS1 game, and it's been just mangled, and you have to tell me which PS1 game this is.
Oh my god. Looks like some kart racing. Like,
That's tough.
yeah, man, that's so difficult. Sort of just pixelated. It looks like some, just with the white background, just looks like some go-kart racing game. I'll go like kart racing 99 or something like that.
Not Kart Racing 99.
Yeah, just a guess.
Joe?
Oof.
Mega Man X.
So Mick was onto the right track. It was Moto
Ah,
Racer.
Motor
Or as I
Racer.
should say, Moto Racer. I love this game growing up. So if I had this question, I would have been instantly on it. All right, let's move on to question 6. Joe, this one's for you. Now, Joe, I'm going to show you a screenshot from a video game. You have to tell me what video game the screenshot's from.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that Half-Life? No. Area 51.
I will take that.
I said Area 51.
Can you please elaborate more? So the area is Area 51. I need the video game.
Oh, I don't know the name of the video game.
You've named the stage of the video game. You haven't named the game.
GoldenEye.
Not GoldenEye. Mick?
Right.
And I am going to award Joe half a point here because he did name the area, and that is in the answer. It's in brackets in the answer, so I will give you half a point.
Okay.
I'll pass, man. I don't know.
So we were looking for Tomb Raider.
Fourth Tomb Raider.
I'm
And
like,
that
it's
was,
definitely
of course, the Area
PS1 and
51
64.
location.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
PS1 64 era.
All right, let's move on to question 7. Now, question 7 and 8 are going to be our photo rounds where you guys will receive an image and you have to work out the video game from the photo. You might have to
It's a hard
arrange a
one.
couple of letters or use the clues provided. So, Mick, here is your photo.
Oh, he's just hard, man. Oh.
So, in this one, you have to rearrange one of the letters using the photos to get a video game.
Man, it's going to be some Tsushima or something like that.
These are like, you have to really think about them.
Yeah.
So the clue is X equals Y. So one of these things in this picture has an X in it, and you have to kind of work it away from there.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a huge advantage of these because I've done them so much now that I like get them, and every new guest is like, "What the freaking
It'd be
hell
like
is
seeing
this?"
a Sudoku puzzle for the
Yes.
first time, and Joe knows how to
Yeah.
solve them, and you don't.
Exactly. Like I've been
Yeah.
playing Minesweeper for 3 years, and you're just starting
X
out
equals
like,
Y.
Here's an extra hard Minesweeper.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll pass, man. Sorry.
All right, Joe.
This is Way of the Samurai.
This is Way of the Samurai. And it was
Wow.
Wax of the Samurai was the clue. All right, final question. We'll go to Joe. Of the regular rounds, we do have a bonus round after this. Joe, name the video game.
What? The bouncer? Yeah,
Bouncer's
baby!
correct.
Oh,
I love that game.
wow.
That's a good. Well,
I would
it's-
never have gotten that. No way.
It's like a PS2 beat 'em up type game.
All right, moving into the final round. Mick has 2 points. Joe has a lead of 3.5 points. However, that doesn't really matter because the final round is going to
It's
be
all
worth
about the final
3
round.
points, and only one person will get those points, unless no one does. So this is a new round. We've had this style of question before. I don't know if we've had it in the podcast. It might have just been on the quiz show. But the way this is going to work is you guys are going to take turns. Mick, you go first as you are behind in the points. I am going to read out a clue. There are 9 clues. After I read out each clue, you guys will both take turns in guessing what video game I'm talking about. If you don't get it after clue 1, you'll get clue 2 and so on, all the way up to clue 9. And you should be able to get it after 9 clues. Again, there's only one answer. Only one person can get the 3 points. Whoever does wins the quiz. Let's get into it with clue number 1. Mick, you'll be answering first.
Bluey.
Paw Patrol.
This game
Lindsay Lohan.
is
Yeah,
part
exactly.
of esports, with its competitors competing with millions of views on YouTube.
This game's part of esports with competitors getting millions of views on YouTube. Rocket League? I don't know.
Not Rocket League.
No, I didn't think it would be.
Oh, I get the guess?
Yep.
Dota.
It's not
Oof.
Dota. We will move on to clue number 2. The name of this game consists of 2 parts. The first is a Greek word. The second is a sport. Mick?
A Greek word. And the second is a sport. And they play online.
Again, the clues are going to be pretty vague, and they get more and better clues up until
Yeah, more
the final
detailed.
one.
I don't know. I'm
So,
sorry.
Jamie, this is going to just be the one video game. Every clue will be talking about the one game.
Yeah, the one game, yeah. It's a Greek word. The first part is a Greek word.
I'll give you 10 seconds, Mick.
Pass, bro. I'm sorry.
Pass. I got nothing.
All right, moving on to clue number 3. We still haven't got it yet, guys. The main theme of this game is a remake of a 19th century song.
What? Where do you find these?
Like the main music theme, you mean? Not like the game.
The
theme,
main
like
music theme.
Okay.
Of a 19th century song.
Now we'll just, instead of taking turns, I will just open these up to either of you to be able to buzz in, and I'll
Jump
give you
in,
about
yeah.
30 seconds on each round. Right, feel free to say the wrong game, but you will get locked out if you do say it. Until then.
I got nothing, brother.
Yeah, next clue. Sorry, bro.
I couldn't
Let's
tell you
move on.
a single. It's the 1800s, right? The 19th century. You're talking like the 1800s. That's not a lot of that on my iPod.
We will move on to clue number 4.
All right.
The main game in the series has 7 playable characters in quotation marks.
What? It's a Greek word. The first half is a Greek word. The first part is a Greek word. What?
And the second part's a sport. And this is a very popular game with millions of people competing online. I have no idea. FIFA. No, I'm just kidding.
Not FIFA. Joe's locked out for this round.
I don't know,
I'll
bro.
give you another 10 seconds.
Don't know any Greek words.
All right, let's move on to clue number 5. At least 2 physical copies of the game franchise are on PS5 at the moment.
Holy shit.
You can tell I'm really big into esports. Apex Legends.
Yeah, something like
Not
that.
Apex Legends. Give you 10 seconds, Mick.
Yeah. Fortnite's one word. That's Apex Legends, what I was thinking, but
I just want to go back to clue number 2 because you might be confused. The name of this game consists of 2 parts, not 2 words.
Oh, okay.
The first is a Greek word. The second is a sport. All right. We're going to move on to clue number 6.
dude, these are difficult.
This franchise has several records in the Guinness Book of World Records.
What?
Several.
This is probably such a famous game, and everyone's like,
Yeah, and something going straight over our head. We're looking too far into it.
That's the idea of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Not Overwatch. Joe is locked out. Give you 10 seconds, Mick.
Esport game. That's where I'm lost. I don't watch any esport games either.
We're going to move on to clue number 7. This game has its roots in an Eastern European country.
It's not something like Rust or something. No, not Rust. What's a popular online esports game?
Oh, shoot.
If you know it, man, jump in because I'm lost.
No. It's. So I have guesses, but they don't all. It doesn't fit with all the clues. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm like that Greek. The
Doesn't
Greek
fit with
word.
the ball. Feel free to put them out there. It
The
might
Greek.
be right.
The Greek.
The great parts. Yeah.
The sport thing. I don't know. Pickleball.
Not pickleball.
Dude, I
Give
can't
you 10
even
seconds on this
think of a
one,
game.
Mick.
I can't even think of one.
Don't feel bad, Mick. I got no clue, bro.
Oh,
I ain't
can't
playing dumb right now. I tell you, I would have guessed it if I knew.
I'm just trying to think of like an online esports game. I don't watch any. I'm just trying to think of games like Apex Legends.
Right, we're going to move on to clue number 8.
Alright.
The first letters of the main characters are, and remember, there are 7 main characters: I, O, L, J, S, Z, and T.
What?
Doesn't help
7
at all.
characters you can play as.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's not like- It's not
Hold on,
Tekken.
hold on. Nope. I have no idea.
I'll give you guys 10 seconds to think about this one before we move on to the next clue.
Pass. Got nothing.
All right. Now, I think these next clues are, we really need to learn it down. This was the first game that was played in space.
What? That's not helping. The first game was played. Not Tetris.
Tetris is correct. And tonight's
Yes.
winner is Mick. Well done.
I can remember. Where did
Congratulations.
I hear that? They were playing Tetris. That's like you said. It just clicked. I was like,
So I just want to go over some of the clues. So tetra is 4 in Greek, and the word tennis is the second part of was the sport name in Tetris. It was a remake of an old Russian folklore song. The main characters' names are the I block, the O block, the L block, J, S, Z, and the T block. The 2 physical franchises are Tetris Effect and Pyro Tetris. And yeah, and it's competed. It's an esport that's on in YouTube with millions of views. I'm sure you've seen the
didn't know it was an
videos.
esport.
Insane, dude.
Yeah.
now
Those
the
guys are insane.
now the
And
letters
the
make
final
sense.
clue was going to be it's considered one of the best-selling video games of all time. That was fun, and well done, Mick, for winning.
Wow.
Congratulations, friend.
That was difficult. I was
Well
just-
earned, sir. Well
this
earned.
space
'cause-
one, I was like, the only game I know of that I can recall. I don't even remember what they played it on. It was Tetris.
So I loved how the first question just completely threw you off. If that first question wasn't in there, you may have got it earlier because you're both just like Overwatch, Counter Strike, like Dota, thinking of like the generic esport.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I would never. When you mention esports, Tetris isn't really
Yeah,
in my
exactly
top
right.
1,000
Tetris.
ideas for
Like
sure.
when you
Tetris
hear
is not
esports,
good.
where chess is an esport these days, and Tetris is an
Yeah, right
esport.
as well.
and you don't
Yeah,
think-
sure.
Tetris.
I can confirm no one has gotten the chat question. We will just quickly pull it up again before we move on to the next segment. So, chat, we are looking for the full video game title. First person to get it will get a point. Let me just double check, make sure no one's got it.
I don't even know that. Now I can click on the comments.
It's definitely a tough
That was
one,
hard.
you
You're not
guys.
wrong,
No.
man. That was freaking
That was
hard.
tough. I'm over here thinking of the Greek alphabet, freaking trying to.
Trying to
Just
correct
like,
words.
The
I'm trying
idea
to-
was to make you overthink. It was
The
simple.
Oh, it worked.
the second word is a sport, being RIS. That did not help me, man. I'm like, what is like a sport? I would assume it to be like
Team
Well,
Fortress
word.
2, yeah.
not like it's based off of this word loosely, sort of. You know what I mean? That really threw me off because I was
Yeah,
just
see,
like,
it wasn't
I'm
like
like Omega Tennis,
2 words. It
Alpha
wasn't,
Ball.
it wasn't a
Ugh.
Greek word plus a sport. It was one word that's like means a sport. It was sort of, you had to really think about the way the question was worded.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I enjoyed that style of question, and we're
That
going to
was-
be doing more of them in the future.
Yeah,
No.
that was challenging, man.
Let's do more pictures. I like the pictures.
They're the hardest.
So it's like, I'm king at that mode. Let's
That's the
only
only
do
thing
that
I'm
mode.
exactly. I'm good at that one. That's my favorite. That was
Before
fun.
we get into our pickups, it's been a couple of weeks since we've shown all the Discord pickups. So we will get into the Discord pickups quickly. I'm just getting back to where we were up to.
I don't think I have any pickups for a change. Oh my god.
all of it makes sense. But since when a Tetris block's called characters, yeah. that
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like all these questions were like, I'm amazed that you got that, friend. Like you blew me away right there. I would have never, even with that last clue, I'd be sitting there twiddling my thumbs. No idea. So
I love it how you said it with so little confidence too.
I know you're
But
like,
what
fucking
did they play it on? Was it
Tetris?
a Game Boy? Like, what did they play it on? Tetris.
It must have been. I'm assuming. All right, so we'll get into some pickups from the Discord. So we've got Lee.
yeah.
He's got the PAL version of Air Twister. Nice. Cheapo.
That's cool.
We've got that Summertime Madness. That looks cool.
Summertime Madness is like an artsy game, if I remember correctly. Mayhem Brawler's a good game too. That's a pretty sweet beat 'em up.
Yeah, Red Eye Games. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Kind of looks like Streets of Rage 4. Hey, that's the game I was trying to think of the name of that looks like Hexens. Remember, I was like, there's a new game that looks like Hexen. That's the one.
Excellent. Yeah, from the last podcast.
Yeah, Immortals of whatever it's called. That one looks
Excellent
dude, I love that game.
good.
And we've got all 5 Shantae games. Let's go.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I need to pick those up.
And then Link's got some new pickups as well. More for the PS. So I got Mayhem Brawlers again.
Yeah. A lot of Red Art games. Almost, yeah.
Nice.
Doki,
Catherine,
Full
Cat
Pod.
Maze. I want to pick that one up.
It's got a Task
Same
Force.
with Doki Doki. I've been after that for years.
That Task Force Campus shmup. That was like actually really hard to find for a while and got kind of expensive. It's
Nice.
readily available through VGP. So I think that one might be harder to get in the future. It's kind of a rare, obscure title for shmups. And then he's got the Trilo Zangatsu dungeon crawler game that I got a little while ago.
Really nice.
And Adventures of Chris. I don't know. I'm on the fence with Adventures of Chris. I don't know. I mean, somebody play that and let me know if it's a good game.
And Clean's got some pickups. I love this one. It's the Final Fantasy 13, the Crystal Edition. This is a PAL exclusive. And this is what's inside it. It has a beautiful t-shirt, massive box. I've got it as well. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's one of the only few big pieces that I'm keeping this one.
Final Fantasy has such a classy look to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Like it always looks like a fancy art piece or something.
I mean, it's plain white, but what they do is they do it well. You know, it's got that pink shading to it as well.
Yeah, all that little soft shadow work.
Oh yeah, Mysterio Junior time.
So these are the Mexican exclusives for the WWE game. So we've got the Rey
Mexican
Mysterio
exclusives.
2010 cover, 2011, and 2012.
That's
So
awesome,
these
dude.
versions are only released in Mexico. And Link's got some more pickups as well.
Got some good stuff.
Night Witch, Wizard with a Gun. I've got Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Circuit Breakers. What's this one?
That's Minoria. That's the one I picked up a couple weeks ago too. That is like a Metroidvania, and it's the same people who made Princess Momodora. If you remember that Metroidvania, that was like an early games release.
Yep.
That's like it's not a sequel. It's just made by the same people, so it looks really similar. But it's the PS4 copies. It's harder to come by than the Switch one. Like I just don't see it available that often.
Yep.
So definitely collectible. And then Wizard with a Gun. I want to try that.
Wizard with a Gun.
And then we've also got the Cosmic Star Heroine, the collector's edition, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing is huge. So that's like an RPG, but it kind of looks like a Genesis Phantasy Star type graphics, which is what sold me. I freaking love Phantasy Star 2 and 3 and 4. Well, I love Phantasy Star 2 and 4. 3's kind of dog shit, but
Link's got some more PS5 games. HOA looks cool.
yeah, that's like a chill platformer. That Invisible game, I need to pick that up. That looks really good.
Weird
Or
West?
the Invincible. Yeah, that is Weird West.
I haven't seen Weird
tried
West.
that. That was free on the PS Plus a few months back.
Any good?
I've still haven't played it. I was just
Oh,
intrigued by it.
Yeah, that's a Devolver game, and I like all their. I really do like Devolver's games. So I bet that's a fun one. Invincible looks cool. It's like a horror-ish story adventure type thing, I think. And then Gal Guardians, that's another. I think that's an Inti Creates. Is that Inti Creates? I think so. That's like a Metroidvania, like sprite based game, which is pretty fun. I beat like half of it. Never went back.
Oh, we got the goat, Bluey.
There it is, baby.
My
Another
daughter
one
sees
there.
that, just starts singing it and jumping around.
I think Inescapable is like a visual novel escape room type game. I think.
I do love how we see the same game between multiple people's pickups. That's really cool.
That Eternites game I hear is fantastic. I haven't picked that up yet, but that's on my list. I'm absolutely getting it. That's like a new RPG that came out, and it's only like $30. It's really reasonably priced. And I've heard it's very good. If you like Falcom type games and stuff, I hear that's kind of similarly vibed to, like, not like the same as an Ys game, but it's kind of similarly vibed. I heard that's a really good game though. I want to definitely pick it up.
Oh, Trek to Yomi.
Vertical Edge looks
Awesome.
Yep. Trek to Yomi is fun.
Awesome.
Vernal Edge looks fantastic. I'm 100% picking that up.
This one here intrigues me. I haven't seen it before.
That's the one that's the like one of the games with like the longest titles ever. That's the title. It's Monu. That's like that one of those games.
Oh, I want it for the
Game.
spine.
No, I have no idea if the game's good, but the title in itself is worth picking it up. No Blaze Blue.
Plane's coming in with a big hitter. We've got Blaze Blue Central Fiction, the North American version. So this was one of the last North American or PS3 releases, and it came out at the same time as the PS4 version, where it was at a time like today where the PS5 is the console that they're focusing on. So there wasn't really many PS3 copies that got sold, and that's why it's so expensive today.
Very cool. Those are fun games too.
Langers has got some new pickups as well. We've got a couple of new Sonic games here, and we've also got the new Avatar title.
Dude, I gotta get the Avatar game, but that's another one where I'm like, I don't have time for it, so I'm not gonna buy it. Yeah, I ain't buying it full price. I'll wait till it goes on sale and I'll pick it up. But my girlfriend loves Avatar, so that would be a big hit in our house.
I have the Wii version somewhere, and it's horrible.
Well, what's funny is
Clean's
that
picked up two more. This game here is one of the rarest North American games on the PS3. There's a story about it. We'll see in a second. So this one here is a Mexican exclusive cover of FIFA 19. It's quite hard to track down, but this one here, I believe, is from the Vancouver Whitecaps football team. If we just pull up this screenshot here, to buy it, you had to buy a ticket to the game against Edmonton for $137, which included a copy of the PS3 or an Xbox 360 copy. So you had to go to the game, buy this special thing to get it. So to get a copy today is just extraordinary. I knew the one that was on eBay, and Clean ended up snagging it. So well done.
Congratulations, man. That's a really nice pickup. So those are the types of games that I find to be the most fascinating, is the ones that are like, you had to be, at this place at this time on this date. They only made as many as the people that showed up.
Yeah, and there's a story and the people that own it are
cool.
super fans, and they're not going to be getting rid of it either.
Yeah, no, that is really cool.
And then Lowell's got Resident Evil
dude.
Outbreak File 2.
Right. I do. You guys are killing me. Like every time, I have all these things. I have Outbreak File 1. And I've been meaning to get to, and now you reminded me again. I gotta get it.
And that's all the pickups from the Discord. So if you guys want to see your video games on the podcast, jump over in the Discord, scroll down to the podcast section, and there's a little spot that says pickups to show on the podcast. And not every show, but we try and get the pickups at least once a week and show them all off.
Yeah,
and thanks to everyone that shared some awesome stuff that's come through.
Don't forget to submit memes and stuff too. So we like to once we have built up a few and we can have enough to we'll show them all. So Banffy,
speaking of memes, shout out to Banffy for the memes. Banffy's once again submitted a bunch of memes, so let's get into the memes.
Banffy wanted to see the chat question real quick again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll quickly pull it up. I will post the chat question in Discord if no one has it by the end of the show as well, guys.
Yeah, those were awesome pickups, dudes.
I can relate to this one. I should play Baldur's Gate 3. Every man and their dog right now after the Game of the Year awards.
Mm.
And I started playing Baldur's Gate 3. It's awesome. That's one of those things that I need to, I need that 3 hours where I feel like I can just play video games.
You need that time slot, that dedicated time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bethesda did bathroom fitting.
Like, dude, get a new font. Like, I like it. I like that a lot, actually. It's really good. You're just like, what?
And what do we say to sleep?
Today.
Not today.
That's right. So this is how real gamers play Baldur's Gate 3. You make the time. You sacrifice your health. You sacrifice everything.
Well, if you're a real gamer, you've got a real gamer fridge, and this is what a gamer fridge looks like.
It's nice, dude.
It's just all Jurassic Park.
And then one bottle of Bacardi. You gotta have a bottle of Bacardi. Oh, those are all just Jurassic Park?
Yeah, they're all Jurassic Park.
God. Speaking of Jurassic Park, Jason sent me a code for that game. So thank you very much, Jason.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah. Been playing it, and those games are kind of hard.
And one final one. Told my son if he beats this, I'll buy him a gaming PC. It's Aladdin on the Genesis.
Dude, that game was so good when that game came out on the Genesis. The graphics blew me away on that game. That was like one of the first like cool looking animated type of games. It's so good, and I still think the Genesis version is better than the Super Nintendo version. So get at me.
Yeah, I love Sega. When I grew up, Sega's where it's at.
Hell yeah, Mick. Sega was my first one too. So go ahead.
Yeah, pickups now, guys. I haven't got pickups, but I did pull some games out to talk about that have stories attached to them. So I'll go first. I haven't got many here. So we have. I wanted to talk about 007, James Bond. I grew up playing James Bond games, but I never had an N64. So I grew up with like The World Is Not Enough. Love this game growing up. Like, played the hell out of it. Played it with friends. I have fond memories of it. I had a birthday party and we had a video camera in like the year 2001. And I remember this footage of us playing this game and the music's coming through the video and everything. And there was a racing game on the PS1. And it was 007 Racing. This was really hard. I never beat this game as a kid. I should probably go through and try and beat it today as an adult.
It'd be even harder.
Found out due to the quiz that this is actually a cheat code for the game. The number plate on the front cover.
No shit. Cool. You're right.
Yeah, I just remember this being super hard. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, cool game. And then there was another Bond game on PS1, and this is actually my childhood copy. I've had it for 22, 23 years. It's still in like amazing condition, and this is the double pack to
double packs, man. Yeah, I could never find that.
And Tomorrow Never Dies. So I don't own a copy of Tomorrow Never Dies apart from this double pack. Now these are really cool. North America didn't get these, but PAL did. I've got 5 of them. I believe there's 18 or 19.
Wow.
But they come with 2 discs, big fat manual for both games. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it.
The title there, and I'll just show you how thick this manual is. It has a spine.
Back in the day when we had manuals, so good.
Real manual.
Yeah, that's it.
And then that's pretty much where it stops for James Bond for me. The PS2 games didn't really do anything. Same with the PS3 games, except one. And now, if you guys haven't played this, it's a hidden gem. There isn't a movie based off it. It's just a James Bond game that they made the story for the video game. Like, it's the only place where the stories ever happen. And that is Bloodstone 007. This is actually a fantastic game. If you haven't played this, like, it is really good, guys. Highly recommend it.
I've seen that before. Yeah.
Yeah, at one point
it's got its own story too. It's not after any movie. It's its own story. It
its
may have
own
been-
standalone thing.
I'm not familiar with the James Fleming book series, but yeah, there's no movie about it.
Yeah, that does look dope. I picked up all the Bond games at one point for PS3.
Nice one. Have you got any pickups to show us, off me?
Not really. I just got Bluey. That's about it for Switch. But I can show you around my games room if you want.
Yeah, that's good.
That might be a bit better. Hopefully, I don't knock over my fucking laptop. I'll show you around a bit. So that's pretty much set up here.
Oh, I like that Motorstorm poster, dude. That's badass.
Yeah, man.
Places on the roof. I love it.
All sorts of like. That's all Sega stuff.
Oh, Master System, baby. Hell yeah.
They're all down there.
Oh, dude, that's a nice collection. I love Master System.
My N-Gage, which everyone gives me shit about.
Some Atari.
The N-Gage is cool.
Oh, we got some N-Gage collectors that watch.
Yeah.
I think
we got some full set N-Gage collectors that watch. Not many people can say
most of
that.
them are sealed except for a few. A few soundtracks over there. How much cable do I have? I've got a fair amount.
What computer?
Driver stuff.
What's that old PC you have up on the shelf there? Is that
up here?
Is that an Atari?
Oh,
on the right.
That, I don't know. It's called Amigo. M-I-G-O.
What the hell is that thing?
I don't know, man. Old school Atari there.
Is that an XE or?
It's a 1040 ST,
okay.
It says.
God, there's so many of those. I love those old Ataris, dude. Those are so cool.
There's a Nintendo there, some Segas. There's all sort of like.
Hold on, can I see that controller go up a little bit? And
which one?
What's that? What looks like a dick and balls? Go down. Yeah, what is that? The Ni5. Scroll down. No, go down. Not the N64. Go down.
Oh, sorry.
It's got nuts on it, bro. What is that?
This funny thing with this is, I don't know if you guys have in the States, but we've got a cyclone cleanup because I'm up in Darwin. We have to clean up the cyclone. Fixing, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that was trucked out on the street across the road from me.
That's wild.
Who
froze that out?
That's funny, man.
Pretty cool. And then I've got like Segas down there. They're all my childhood consoles all along here. Some lights and comics up there. If you guys have heard of Full Rock Flats before.
Yep.
Comics up there. A few handhelds there. Oh, what's my fucking phone doing? There we go. Vita, PSP. There's all my magazines.
Nice Game Boy collection.
Handhelds there.
That's sweet. You got some nice models on those Game Boys. Nice choices.
Uncharted stuff. Some old school phones I used to have when I was younger.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, old flip phones.
Yeah, that's nostalgic.
PS4, PS2, PS3, PS1 down there.
Oh, nice.
They're all Xbox on the bottom. It's got some skateboards here. Some resistant stuff, controllers.
That's cool. I like the controller setup. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I love them. And then sort of pan around here. Hold on. I've got to organise my cord.
Oh, you actually got arcade machines in there. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I got that.
What the hell is that? What is that with the helmet? Or is that a Virtual Boy hanging from the ceiling?
Arcade machine.
What?
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah. I got that for my birthday off my parents at Game Wizard. It's got like 2,500 games in it.
That's
Nice.
cool.
And then got a few box things up there.
That's sick, dude.
Stuff. DJ Hero stuff.
That Gran Turismo shirt.
Yeah, so I got that from the guy at EB Games for the launch of the PSP. They were wearing it, and I was quite young, obviously, and my dad actually asked the guy, and he literally took it off and gave it to me.
That's so cool. It looks like you've worn it too.
No, I haven't touched it, man. I haven't washed it or nothing. That's old as.
Someone was asking, was the white Sniper's rifle from the game Snipers? Deadly.
Yeah, it's
Invisible?
Snipers Elite. I think Elite Snipers for Wii. Yeah, that one up
Okay,
there.
yep. I know the one you're talking about. Sniper's Elite 3 for the Wii. Yeah.
Something like that. It was a Wii game. And yeah, Gran Turismo.
Turner asked if your Dead Rising 2 collector's edition comes with a statue.
Ooh, good question. Where is it? Dead Rising 2. Yes, it does. Yeah, I did post it on my Instagram. It comes with him. Yeah, you like slide off that dust cover thing, and yeah, there's like a 3D model in there. I haven't opened it, so I don't know.
Nice.
And I have linked Mick's Instagram below, so it is Down Under Retro Gaming, guys. Be sure to go and give him a follow on Instagram if you want to see more of his collection.
And yeah, that's the night vision goggles, the RCXD. I haven't opened them before. And then whatever's in that care package. I can't remember. Yeah,
Very
man,
nice,
and
man.
that's
a fun little space.
That's
Oh,
like
there you
an
go.
original Space Invader stuff. That's original one from whenever they come out. My dad actually got all the parts for it and made it and put it back together, and that's all. It does work. See if I can lift the inside of it up. It's pretty sketchy, but oh shit, it's all old school hardware. It's a bit dark in there, but and that's actually Pac-Man.
CRT screen.
Yeah, the old school CRT. That's Pac-Man as well. That game board is, but yeah, man.
That's cool.
Anything else you want to see?
Oh, thanks for sharing, Mick. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was
all
awesome.
good. I'll just adjust this camera a bit better and we'll be all right.
What I like
Don't
about
make full game room tours, so that was cool.
Yeah. Again, it's something it's taken me probably about 2 years to do it. I brought the container. It's just a 20-footer. Got it craned in my backyard and got it all wired up, ceiling fans, air conditioning. It's all wired up and everything. So it's pretty cool.
And just to answer chat, no one has gotten the chat question right yet. Crash Team Racing or Crash Twin Sanity, they're both incorrect.
Oh, yeah, Crash. That's a good one.
So what I like about that space is like that's like a nice, like fully dedicated gaming space. Like I could see that being immersive. Like when you sit down to play a game in that room, you can like really disconnect, I feel like, and get into it. Like,
it is good. I just sort of everything that I collect, or not really collect, just have, I want to display it. I've got nothing in boxes.
I like that. I like that.
I wish.
I like that rule. I've got a similar rule that if I own something, it's on display. Like
it's on display.
It might just be the box, but I have to have the box on display. Otherwise, I don't see the point in like that DJ Renegade. I used to have that upstairs. So to me, why is an item upstairs in my closet? It's not in my collection. I may as well sell it.
Mm.
So I don't really have any. I can show off one thing though, if you want. I grabbed something. So this is just a small little set of games, but if people often ask like games you would like to see get rebooted, remastered, re-released, all that sort of thing. This particular series, I just love these games, and that's the Onimusha games. I freaking love these games. So we got Onimusha. I gotta do this in the right order. We got Onimusha Warlords. So this is the original game. These are like samurai horror games is the best way I could describe them. They're not quite action games. They're not quite survival horror. They're kind of in between. But think of Resident Evil tank control-y type stuff, but with the fixed cameras and everything like that.
Yep.
But with samurais. And so I don't know. I just think that's a good combo. I like that. I like the samurai horror thing going on. And so there's 3 of these games that are kind of like in that same vibe, I would guess. These first 3, and then the last one they came out with was the Dawn of Dreams one. This is probably the most expensive one to get, or the one that's the hardest to get in the series on PS2. And this one is more straight up action. I think this one they got rid of the tank controls, if I remember correctly, and I think it's just like a regular third person type thing.
Yeah.
But they did re-release Onimusha 1 on PS4. It didn't get it got like a fixed up. It's not like a full HD remake or anything, but it is upscaled a little bit. So if you want to try it out, you can get the PS4 copy as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would love to see that franchise get rebooted. I really like it. Although there is a lot of samurai games these days to fill that niche. So it's not like I'm like, Nobody's making anything like this. There are definitely games like this that you could get, but I don't know. Just
Sekiro. Like there's
Yeah.
some very good samurai games out there. And it's just...
I want something not as hard as Sekiro.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to like the button mash of like Devil May Cry or things like that, because that to me isn't a skill. It's how fast can you hit a button. I love the whole timing attacks and parrying perfect and dodging at the right time. Like
Actual,
you
like,
feel like you
strategy
deserve
for it.
it when you know you've been perfect, and it's like a dance at that point.
So I want it more like balanced, like the old survival horror games where it's like it's not easy, it's not super hard, but what makes it hard is like resource management. There's not a lot
you
of
got
health
6
flying
bullets and
around.
there's 6 enemies.
Yeah, so it's like you got to choose your fights. Sometimes you got to run away. You can't just, it's like you said, it's not just a hack and slash. You run in as 1,000 dudes, you just mash the buttons till everything's dead. You have to put a little thought into it about what you're doing and where you're going. So,
and that's not a bad thing. Like some games do that well, and I like throwing on like a Dynasty Warriors game and playing it for half an hour or so, and I've killed 2,000 people in half an hour. That's cool. But then, you do want to have that. All right, now I've been overpowered for 20 minutes. Let's be humbled again, and have to get good and play a game that requires skill.
I like the games that make me like anxious. That's why I like survival horror, because you are underpowered. You don't feel safe. You feel like weak. Yeah, oh, dude, Outlast, like shit makes me shit my pants. That game is like seriously. That's like the don't look behind you game. Just like like
Outlast was cool, man. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, any game that does that. I thought like Alien Isolation did a good job of that, making me scared. Like I don't know, I like games that like make me fear the bad guy. Like I am legitimately like, I hope to God he's not in this room. Like I like those games, and I got addicted to that from Resident Evil 3. The first time I saw it, like with Nemesis, like that blew me away. I'm like, you can't kill this dude. And he won't stop chasing me. What the heck? And I remember like they had something similar in 2 with the Tyrant, but he would like you could like dupe him really easily. You could just run a few rooms away, and he would go away.
Yeah.
Not Nemesis. He'd just wait for you, but if you went into a room and you come back, he'd be like, "What's up, stars?" I'm like, "No, he's still there." Like he would just keep chasing you and just man.
I'm just relating it all to Dark Souls and Demon Souls. It's a very similar concept. Like I remember. Have you guys both played the full Dark Souls and Demon Souls?
No, I'm in.
I've played both, but I have completed neither of them. But I have played both.
In Dark Souls 1, there's a part of the game that you have to transcend. You have to beat a certain boss, and then after you beat the boss, you unlock this secret area, or then behind the secret area is another secret area, which leads to this tree. That down the bottom of the tree is this secret lake, and like by the time you've discovered it, you're like mind blown that you've unlocked all these secrets. And anyway, there's a certain enemy down there that has this feature that once it kills you, it curses you. And if you're cursed in Dark Souls 1, it permanently reduces your health bar to 50%. And there's no fast travel in this game. The first time I went down here, I had the feeling of I'm stuck down the bottom of this thing that I've just spent the last 10 hours descending. And now I have to go back up it, which seems so much harder than going down it. And I permanently have half health because the only way to get this health back is go see this dude that's at the top. And like I generally had this moment of, have I just like soft locked myself into the game and have to restart? Like I got out of it and it was just as hard. But yeah, I went back and every time I played after that, I'm like, oh, I can't get hit by that little creature that's one of the weakest enemies in the game, because if I die, I'm going to lose half my health and I have to play the whole game like this. And Demon Souls has a similar thing where if you play the game at full health, you can, but if you die, it permanently affects you and makes the game harder. And if you die 5 times, it makes the game 100% harder. So if you are just an average player going in and you keep getting full health, the game is going to get harder. Where most games get easier. So the idea in Demon Souls is you play at 75% health and use a ring that gives you a little bit more. And if you die in that mode, you don't lose any. It's called World Tendency. And if you kill a boss, you get positive World Tendency. If you kill 5 bosses, the world becomes pure. It's the only game that's ever introduced this concept. It's such a cool thing. And at the time, the only other way to get negative or positive world tendency was to kill someone in PvP, which is so interesting for a game that came out in 2009, where online play was. Who was playing online back in 2009? World tendency is a concept that it's so complicated that even From Software pulled it out of their games. But for me, it's one of my favorite mechanics in any Souls game because it's just so cool. Like I didn't understand it until my third playthrough, and like I didn't realize the first time I played Demon Souls, I got stuck for like 20 hours on the first level because I made it hard myself by giving myself full health and making the world black and making the enemies harder. And I didn't know it was me. I just thought the game was killing my ass.
Yeah, I remember I was like, you know, I was very arrogant when I got Demon Souls. I'm like, I can play this without help. I don't need no guides. And the same thing, I was getting smoked. And then I watched a guide and it explained like you should be playing, you know, dead, not alive or whatever in spirit mode, and you have to. And then I also realized that I had killed an NPC I should not have killed, and I screwed it all up. I had screwed everything up, and that's why I was like, "This is why I'm having so much trouble," is because I ruined my own game immediately, and so I had to like, restart the whole game. Didn't do it the right way, and I was like, "Okay." And then I still got like halfway through and gave up on it because it was just so hard. But I love those games, especially that PS5 version. It looks so nice, dude. It's like so pretty looking. Dude.
I still need to finish it. I haven't got the platinum trophy yet. I've gotten it on PS3 and I did the hardest trophy on PS5 and then I like saved. I just have to get all the magic spells or something. I was gonna make a new playthrough and do it, and I left the game and I'm on like New Game Plus, and every time I come back to it, it just kicks my ass. I basically have to restart it because I'm at a point that's that hard that I need to be playing it for 20 hours to just go into it.
I know what you mean. There's quite a few games like that where if you walk away from them and come back, it's like, oh, dude.
This is a game I've already got the platinum trophy for. Like I've beaten this game so many times, but it's still kicking my ass.
Platinum trophies.
You go for any platinum? You do anything like that?
Nah, man, I don't have any platinums. I don't have.
I'm not a trophy hunter either, but I really enjoyed all of the trophies in the Dark Souls series. Like I personally enjoyed that list. Like some trophies are in certain games are just mundane and collect all these, but. Yeah, Demon Souls, as Jared just said, Demon Souls, in my opinion, is the hardest platinum from all From Software. I would say Demon Souls on PS3 is, not PS5. They changed a lot of things. Mm-hmm. On PS5, there was PS3, there was one item that was like a 0.1% drop rate. And I grinded it for 10 hours, and I remember like getting this item at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I started at like 1 o'clock the afternoon the day. It was such a good feeling. And I didn't plan on going for the platinum. I like left 2 or 3 of the quest lines all open because I knew if I didn't get this item, there's no point. So as soon as I got that, I then the next day like beat the game 3 or 4 times to get finished everything else up, and it was such a good feeling.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, we've lost Joe.
Joe's gone.
But yeah, trophy hunting just I don't do it in any other games. Like I always look at trophy lists in games, but like I just started playing FIFA and I looked at the trophy list for FIFA and it's like you got to play online mode and you got to play this mode. And I'm like, I don't want to do any of that, so I'm not doing the trophies.
Joe, what did you think about Sega remaking those games? Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe.
Oh man, bro, I have a theory too. I feel like Sega kids became PlayStation kids. I really do feel like that's pretty consistent. Like I see a lot of people who prefer Sega over Nintendo who now prefer PlayStation over Nintendo. And I don't know what, maybe I'm just biased or whatever you want to say, but I love Sega, dude. That was I mean, my first console was an Atari. I've talked about this, but like I was so young. I was like, I couldn't read. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Sega Master System was the first time like I gamed on my own, and and I just, dude, I love Sega and the Genesis. This is what I was supposed to talk about last week. Remember, we were supposed to talk about our favorite Christmas. I was going to talk about when I got my Genesis because that was, holy crap, was that amazing? Because when I was a little kid, I didn't have any clue about any. I wasn't like, I had no magazine. I didn't know a Genesis existed. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know that was a thing. Really, I was so young, and so to get that, oh my god, it blew me away. But so I have a huge passion for Sega, and the hype is real. Like I haven't been hyped like this for anything for a long time. So I am beyond excited that they're rebooting these franchises. And I hope they do a really good job.
Hopefully don't ruin them.
And I'm, they already have my money.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
I'm gonna buy all of them. So, every single one of them now. But here's the question: is it gonna be? Are we gonna get like full-fledged standalone releases for each game? On physical, are they going to be digital only? Is it going to be compilations? Like how fleshed out are some of these games going to be?
Yeah.
So it really depends. But like, I mean, I'm all in on everything they've announced so far. There isn't a single game they announced that I was like, good. I'm not excited. But yeah, dude.
I still got my cartridge from when I was a kid. My first console was a Mega Drive 2, which my parents got me. And then I can remember my friends had 64s, and one of my mates had a PS1, and he had Tony Hawk skateboarding. And then asked my parents for a 64, and I can clearly remember my dad's like, cartridges are outdated, Michael. And I got a PS1, which I was happy with. And since then, like, none of my friends had PS1s. They all had like 64s. But I've just gone PlayStation since then.
Your dad was kind of right, but we've still got cartridges in 2023. So
that's it. Yeah. Dad's like, don't get a 64. Cartridges are outdated. And then I'll like remember watching like proper like demos on PS1, and I was like, this is sick. So young. Yeah, it was good, man. That was good.
Yeah, that's.
So you hit something interesting on the head where you said that you didn't even know a Genesis existed. There wouldn't be many kids alive today that like don't know what a Switch or a PS5 or an Xbox is. Just
when it was coming out,
the internet, and because of the way things are these days.
Yeah, so that's why that was, like such a oh my god moment for me because, So another thing people don't realize, I feel like, is the Genesis came out like way earlier than the Super Nintendo did, and so like it was the shit when it came out. It was the best, most powerful thing. It looked amazing. The sound was amazing. And you guys wouldn't believe it. The controller, it had 3 buttons instead of 2.
3, not 2.
Where is it? I got it just there. I can see it.
So that just blew me away. And I just remember like playing I can't even remember what I got. I'm pretty sure I definitely got Altered Beast because I came with the pack, and I think I got Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts that day.
I got a multi-pack.
It was the first games. And then I
got that. Where's my camera?
Oh, yeah.
So that's got World Cup Italia 90, Super Hang-On, Streets of Rage, The Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Golden Axe. That was a game that was bundled with it from Big W, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. That sounds like something the Limited Run would put 6 physical PS4 games out.
Yeah. Sega Mega Drive, as we called it here.
Yeah, dude. I'm extremely excited about the remix. And believe it or not, the one it's like a leak so far. I don't think it's officially announced, but the one I'm actually most excited about, probably the only one, is Kid Chameleon. Does anyone know Kid Chameleon? That game is.
I've heard of it.
Oh, so it's like this. It's an action platform. It's like a 2D action platformer, and the way it works is that like throughout the level, there's different helmets. Now, like power ups in like Mario, if you think about it, there's suits in Mario. So each helmet gives you a different health bar, and it gives you like different abilities. Like you can crash through walls, or you can turn into a tornado, or you can do all this different stuff, or you can bash through the floor. And the idea is that you have to figure out like what helmets to use throughout the levels. But what I really, really liked about that game is it has sort of like a pick a path thing going on, where there's multiple ways you can exit the level. And depending on where you exit the level, it takes you to a different level in the game. And like you could be like playing that game for hours and go the wrong way and end up at the beginning or like 15 levels back, and you'd be like, what the f-? So I just remember having so much fun just trying to find out like where to go and like what you're supposed to do.
And then eventually you'd find a shortcut and remember that and be like, I can get to this level really quick. And
yeah, dude. And I'll never forget there's this one level where like it's got that thing where like the wall is chasing you. So like the back of the screen is this giant like spiky wheel of death with saws and freaking things. And that level used to give me so much anxiety. You'd be playing and you'd get set back to that level. And I'd be like, no, not again. No. So like, it had a lot of replay value for me as a kid because it wasn't like you could just sit down and beat it. You had to think, you figure out what to do. And oh man, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And I like the concept a lot. And I feel like if they brought it back and did a good job, it could be really fun. So very excited about Kid Chameleon. Yeah.
I just want a Dreamcast. Never had a Dreamcast. I'd love a Dreamcast.
So I would kill for a Dreamcast Mini. Or a Saturn Mini. Either one of those I'd be very excited about. I'd love to have a
Saturn. Yeah.
Saturn I would actually like more than the Dreamcast just because Saturn collecting is absurd nowadays. It's getting to the point where it's getting almost to like Neo Geo levels. It really is, like, especially if you're collecting some of the Japanese exclusives, because Japan got like 1,000 games more than we did here. But some of them
Saturn library. Dude, when I first started collecting, like in 2014, Japanese Saturn was expensive back then.
Yeah, and now it's like even more insane. And there's a lot of cool like exclusives or whatever. And not only that, it's like I really like shmups, obviously.
Yep.
And a lot of the times there'll be
really.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard.
Wouldn't have guessed.
I don't know if you know that. But and I only mentioned it like I like Lindsay Lohan. Did you guys know that too?
I was about to say, what about Lindsay?
Waiting for it.
You know, my favorite thing to do is to play shmups with Lindsay, actually. So,
with Lindsay.
That's right.
Hey guys, we have a correct answer for the chat question.
We do.
What?
And that answer was Crash Test.
What?
A Crash Dummies.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Crash.
The Incredible Crash Dummies. I'm sorry, the Incredible Crash Dummies. And Banfi got that one correct. Well done, Banfi.
Very nice.
Take tonight's point. And Banfi now goes to, let me just pull up the scores. 4 points. And he's on 3 points on the NA show. So a video game might be heading your way very soon.
So I got the For Dummies part when I was seeing that. I'm like, that looks like one of them For Dummies books.
Yeah, one of those For Dummies, yeah.
I kept thinking that was like a Wombat or something. I'm like, Wombat For Dummies? What the
The Crash was a throw out because everyone was just like Crash Bandicoot.
I seen the belt, Incredible though, but I didn't click any further, yeah.
It's a pretty obscure game too, so if you don't
very obscure. I've never heard of it. Yeah, that's what Banfi said first time I've heard about it. Yeah.
Oh, well done, Banfi. That was good, man.
I heard that I think that game's actually pretty decent, if I remember correctly. The Crash Test Dummy games, I think that's a good game. If I'm like
Incredible Crash Test Dummies.
Yeah.
Hey, Prangel. Well, guys, we might call that one a night. Mick, thanks so much for coming on the show. It was awesome.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, that was
Thank
really
you
fun.
so much, both of you. Happy to come back.
Anyone who loves Sega and PlayStation. You know, we're brothers from another mother. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, dude. As soon as I saw your Master System collection, I'm like, my man, I love the Master System.
I've got a boxed Master System 2 over there as well.
You got the 3D glasses, dude.
No, I don't. No,
you gotta get them, even though you don't use them, but you gotta have them. Very cool, dude.
Now, guys, Mick has an Instagram page. Mick, tell everyone about your page and what you do on there.
It's nothing super exciting. I don't get that much time on Facebook. I work on Instagram. Sorry, I work away, so I try and post on there more regularly. It's just DownUnder Retro Gaming or DownUnder _Retro Gaming. Just games out of my collection. That's all I really post. Again, I don't have much time, but I try to make an effort. Just post up things from the room. That's about it.
Go over there, give him a like, give him a comment.
Yeah, give us
You
a
might want to
follow,
post
give us
some
a
more
like,
stuff.
whatever you do these days.
Very cool.
And thanks everyone for coming and watching. It was another awesome
Thank you.
show. We will see you guys on Friday. TJ will be back on the show. We'll have a bit of a
Cool.
Christmas special. It should be a lot of fun.
Mm.
And until then, everyone stay safe and have a good one.
Rightio.
Don't play the quiz. Play the right one.
Yeah, I'll play the PS2 quiz intro.
All right, night, everybody.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
Good night.
You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation collecting sticks, and come on, won't you stay with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk again, what we got for fans. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and eat, gonna live the dream. Gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing the song to the break of dawn. Gonna rock this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready for one more chance.